Boys and girls, boys and girls of all ages, races, and creed. Welcome to a surprise content drop of Eat Sleep Sixes with your host. I am your host, Sabrina Tane. This is a very special edition of Eat Sleep Sixes Court. We're doing a new concept called Eat Sleep Sixes Court. We're waiting on one other member of the panel. Waiting on one other member of the panel to join us, but this is a little concept. We want to bring a few people in front of the jury. And these brothers right here, we waiting on Timmy Snyder. He's a part of the jury. So we want to bring people in front of the jury and we want to have them face the judge. My name with this judge, Joe Black, instead of Brown, Judge Joe Black. So we're going to have them face the jury today. What's up, fellas?
Yo, yo, yo.
So with that being said, we're going to start off with a little what's trending. We're gonna start with a little what's trending segment. Like you see, we had a proposal. It was Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb, Jeremy Lamb in the first round for Ben Simmons. We're gonna bring that trade to the front of the congregation. What y'all thought about that trade right there?
I got it, Greg. I thought it was a real good offer. But I also don't think you ever take the first offer, dog. You can't take the first offer. You can't take the first offer in that sense. Do I think adding Brogdon to our offense is crazy? Do I think getting a draft pick is crazy? Yeah, but I just can't say, all right, let's just give up Ben Simmons for the first thing somebody offers. We had to turn it down just because it was the first thing. And hopefully, if we don't get nothing else we like, Moria double back and be like, all right, let's see if we can work that out.
So what you think about that, GB?
Same. When I saw it, I'm like, it's a good deal, but I know it's not going to move the needle for us getting closer to a championship. But I know that deal will still be on the table in 2 months, I'm guessing. So we hold out. So hopefully we get a Dame. I saw something about a De'Aaron Fox or something like that. So I would hold off for that offer for now. And if that's the best offer we got coming out of the Olympics and everything, I guess we have to take it.
So with that being said, first person I'm gonna bring in front of the jury is I'm gonna bring in Benjamin Simmons in front of the jury, and y'all, I'm gonna bring her in front of, which is y'all. If we don't get a good enough trade offer, and we don't get something we like, and we wind up keeping them, what do you want to see out of him?
He got to move to the 4, man. He has to move to the 4. Has to. We can't keep playing him as the primary ball handler. I get that his strengths is pushing the tempo, and he's been playing point guard his first couple years of the league. It's showing that it just don't work. I got to give my boy Greg his flowers. The playoffs is about guard play, dog. We need a guard that's going to control the game, control the spacing. If we want our big fella to be the best big fella in the league, we can't have a point guard as limited as Ben Simmons. We can't.
What you think about that, GB?
I think Ben Simmons was the power forward this year. Because when we watch the playoffs, like, I don't know no point guard that stands underneath the basket. So when people say move Ben to the 4, I'm trying to think in my head, what position do we play now? He's not really facilitating. Like, most of his assists, majority come off the dribble handoff. We've been doing that for years. So I look at it like Ben is Ben. Like, if we get a superstar, say if we get a Bill pair with Ben to knock him down the pecking order of the importance of the team, we'll be all right. Because the least important he is, the more value he has. But at $170 million, he's going to have to be very important for us. Because once you take up that much of the cap, you expect it to do things, especially at the guard position. Like, we done seen Trae Young get busy on us. That's what point guards do. We saw Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, Reggie Jackson to a certain extent. Our point guard had 8, 6, 5, and 4. That's unacceptable.
So with that being said, if we do keep him, and Joshua Learning Dog, shout out to you. If I slurred that last name, I apologize. Shout out to you, sir, with I don't think the Sixers can improve to the finals with Simmons on the team. Shout out to you on that. So moving forward, what do you see? Would y'all give him right now if he was to return to the team next year? A guilty or a not guilty verdict, or we gotta wait to see what he do next year if he returns to the team by next year.
Go ahead, Greg. That's your man. You talk about it.
Say that one more time. Echoing out. Say guilty or not guilty on what?
I said a guilty or not guilty verdict on that man right now if he was to return to the team next year.
Oh, he's guilty
Yeah.
of robbery.
I'm just saying. Look, I was about to echo that before you even said it. When it all boils down to it, even if Ben Simmons comes back next year a little bit better than he is right now, he's guilty of taking way more money than he's worth. Way more money than he's worth.
No, I can listen. I'm not mad. Listen, man. Crazy part is he earned that money, but he just never built on it. Like I can't like Rudy Gobert getting $200 million. Like, hey man, the money. Oh shit, the money. That's what it's gonna be. So
Yo, GB, you sound a little robotic. Hey, GB, step outside. You sound a little robotic, GB. You sound a little robot. You sound, yeah, GB, you chopping up bad.
Kind of choppy.
It's like crack, like what I'm trying to
GB, that's cause GB, that's kind of like that's cause you not wired up like BG is. You're not wired up, and plus the shirt wherever you at, the service is kind of good. Whatever you at the service is kind of like see.
I got
Hey, GB, fix the connection a little bit. Fix the connection a little bit, GB, and I'm gonna come right back to you. I'm gonna come right back and fix it a little bit.
I believe I'll come back in.
All right. And so
it was definitely his because the choppiness went out.
I couldn't even but like I was saying, like let that boy, but like fix that joint, he could come right back into that joint. But like I was saying, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next part of the panel, or next part of the discussion.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I know you the judge, but can I get a guilty or not guilty?
See, I'm the senator. I'm the senator. I hand off that sentence, but as the jury, y'all are the define. Y'all decides this man's fate, whether he's guilty or not guilty.
I'm gonna go with guilty for now, man. I'm gonna go with guilty. I will say that I've calmed down a little bit since Game 7. I've calmed down just a little bit, so I'm not dead set on he got to go as much as I was that night. That night, look, he had to go. That if it was up to me, he wouldn't even have got back in the locker room. But today, I'm a little bit calmer. Do I think that we still should be shopping him? I do think we should be shopping him. But if he came back, it's not like I'm not going to watch a Sixers game next year or I'm not going to be cheering for my team next year. No matter what, I'm riding with my boys. So I will say I calmed down a little bit since Game 7. But right now, guilty.
Okay. So on this court, in East Sleep Sixers court, we are not a biased entity. So with that being said, we're going to go next with a little man named Joel Embiid. First, we're going to talk about something. We're going to talk about what you think. Before we get into a guilty or not guilty thing, we're going to talk about what he got to approve on next year. What you think he got to approve on next year?
Obviously, it's health. I mean, you can't predict injuries, but you can build your body up to a position where you're not as injury prone. It's been a knock on him for years. I hate putting that injury label on him because most of his injuries was legit. Don't get me wrong. It ain't like he just went out there and broke a fingernail. I'm like, I can't play. He not trying to play no load management like Kawhi. He want to be out there. And that's the one thing I love about Joe is he embodies what we want in a Philly athlete. Look, I'm going to give it everything I got. I might go out there and give it all I got and get hurt, but I'm going to go out there and give it all I got. So the one thing I will say he did at this year, his stamina. He was a lot better this year as far as he didn't look as tired as quick, but he did look tired in the fourth quarter. But that's mainly because of his usage rate. He had to be the offense so much. So I think taking care of his body this summer, getting right that way. But offensively, I can't ask for more Could I ask for a little bit more defensively on the help on the pick and rolls? Yes. His footwork's so impeccable on offense. I know he's able to rotate on them pick and rolls. I know he is. Because of what he can do on offense, you can't tell me that he can't keep up with these pick and rolls a little bit better. So those would be my only two things. Taking care of his body and working on his help defense. I know man-to-man ain't no center going to score on you, but at this point, you got to be able to guard the pick and roll when the guard come around, when the forward come around. What are you going to do then?
Okay, so we going. So before we move on, guilty or not guilty for Joel Embiid? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. You want the truth. You don't. They can't handle the truth.
I cannot give the second vote getter at MVP voting a guilty. I have to give him a not guilty. Do I put some of the blame on him for losing? Some of it. No, it's not just Ben Simmons. Some of it, but I can't give him a guilty. I have to give him a not guilty. He gave us everything he had this year. He went into this year saying, I want to be the best player in the league. And personally, to me, he was the best player in the league this year. Joker just didn't miss games. So MVP for Joker. But I feel like if he plays those 21 games that he missed, I think that voting a little bit closer, or Embiid runs away with it. Personal opinion.
So Embiid runs. So that's being said. With that being said, like before we move on to our next member that's going to come in front of the panel, in front of the jury, we're going to talk a little bit more about what would be your ideal. What would be your ideal? I hope GB make it back in here. I hope this fool Timmy come in here soon. What would be the perfect trade scenario for you to make you say, okay, I am solid. I am solidified with giving up Ben for so and so and so and so. Like, would it be the perfect scenario?
Perfect scenario, obviously. Perfect would be Dame. Come on, that is just easy. That's just the easy perfect scenario. The only thing with getting Dame is Portland not stupid. That's their future, so they're not gonna give up their future for somebody we don't want. So we're gonna have to give up guys like Maxey, guys like Matisse, many draft picks. We're basically throwing our future at one player. Do I think it's a bad move? I don't, because Dame is a generational talent. You don't see a Dame every day. So I think what we have to give up for Dame is a lot. But when you're talking about Dame, man, what y'all need? If the last name don't start with an E and then a bead, you can have him. If it don't start with an E and end with a B, you can have him. In my personal opinion, that would be ideal. But being a realist, I think we're more likely to get a CJ McCollum type player. We're more likely to get that type of player, and maybe some extra pieces with him.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say, but the one thing I know for sure, Daryl Morey's not going into next season with the roster currently constructed. There will be moves made, 100%. Doc Rivers can get on TV and say, "Oh, we love Ben. We'd love to have him back," and the things he's supposed to say as a coach. We all seen what Daryl Morey do to teams. He's not content with it to the Eastern Conference semis. He's not content with that. So I do think a move will be made. I just don't want to make a brash decision instantly. And that's why I'm glad that we turned down the initial Indiana deal. You never take the first offer.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't take the first offer.
So Joshua, and I'm sorry again, my brother.
Hey, real quick. Is Josh Lerndall? This one of my boys. I don't really like him being in here because he's a Bucks fan. So, he on his high horse right now.
Respect for even stepping in here, Lerndall, Joshua Lerndall. Respect. My feelings is kind of hurt seeing you in here, knowing that they're knowing that it should be us in the finals right now. But it's all love, my guy. We appreciate you stopping in. We don't discriminate against nobody that want to sit up here. No, sit up here and want to come up in here and talk basketball. No, Timmy, it's all good, bro. It's all good. I know you, and I know where your heart is, King. I hope you feel better, brother. And I hope you feel better. But we definitely gonna get your input. And we said we ain't let you off the hook that easy.
For sure. Shout out T. Snyder.
Yes, we ain't letting you off the hook that easy because you're part of this jury. Hey, Timmy, if you can hear me, I need you to put in the chat guilty or not guilty for Ben Simmons. Guilty or not guilty for Ben Simmons and stuff like. Give me a guilty or not guilty for Ben Simmons, and I want you to be honest with me. Be honest and put that in the chat. While we wait on, and I need that same. And Timmy, I need you to put that up there for Embiid too. Guilty or not guilty.
We did Simmons and Embiid.
For guilty or not guilty. This is based off what we seen during the season and what we seen. So we're basing it off that. So with that being said, and once again, I'm the judge, so I'm out this next one. I'm
That's not fair, dog. I'm you put me on the spot.
About this, not because Timmy got sick on this. This was supposed in GB having some. Okay. This is why I want you to talk. I wish you wasn't sick. I don't
want to speak for Timmy, but that's what I'm saying. He definitely underperformed, but I don't like the narrative. Don't get me wrong. I was Game 7 when that was over. It was all on Simmons in my head. After thinking, it's definitely not on Simmons. It's definitely not the sole reason we lost that series. By far, it's not just Ben Simmons. It was a lot of issues, and one of them is Doc Rivers. One of them is Tobias Harris disappearing. And B, not giving everything he got all season and then running out again. There's a lot of reasons. So I agree with Timmy on that. We can't keep pointing the finger at Ben. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's five people. It's 5 people on the court and a coach. So we can't put it all on him. So I agree with that. Guilty for underperforming for sure, though.
Yeah. You told on yourself. You told on yourself, good brother. They don't think you might got the Rona because we never said nothing. We never said nothing. We never said nothing. Like you just assumed we thought you had the Rona. You might have it now. See, when a person say, "Oh no, it's not the Rona," they normally got the Rona. But seriously, feel better, bro. I'm only joking. I'm not playing around with no sickness. Feel better, bro. I told you. Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I not? Normally when a person
he had it. He said he had it.
Did I lie? Did I not lie? I told the truth.
He went out to Phoenix. He went out to Phoenix to celebrate with Chris Paul.
He definitely went out to Phoenix to celebrate and stuff like that. He definitely went out to Phoenix.
Greg, can you hear us? Greg,
I
can you hear us?
You know what happened? He heard I was covered though. It's cool though.
Oh, Timmy not ducking the
He's
smoke.
ducking wreck, man.
He not ducking the smoke.
Oh man,
He's ducking wreck, man.
Throw some hats in the emote. Throw some hats in the chat if you think he capping. Throw some hats in the chat. Timmy, throw some hats in the chat if you think he capping right now. Throw some hats in. Timmy, throw some hats in the chat right there if you think he capping. If he capping, throw some hats in the chat. If I don't see them hats in the next couple of minutes, then he probably telling the truth, Timmy.
Timmy,
GB.
What's up?
Quick, did you give a guilty, not guilty on Ben Simmons?
You're guilty.
Yeah.
Ben guilty.
All right. We did Embiid while he was gone. What you got for Embiid?
Not guilty. He's free of all charges.
Not all. Come on, don't give him all charges. Don't clear him. He got to get probation or community service or something.
Y'all keep that discussion. Going. I gotta go get my charger real fast. Keep it going.
Hey, Greg. So what I said was I can't give a guy that was second MVP voting a guilty, but I won't let him completely off the hook. So he asked me what would I want to see out of Embiid next year. I say over the summer he got to get his body right, man. We can't keep saying, well, his usage up and he get hurt and like. It's people that play the same amount of minutes, people that get used just as much as he does, that don't get hurt. So we can't keep letting this injury bug hit him. I know you can't predict injuries. But you can do the things to take care of your body to lessen the chance of getting injured. You know what I mean?
Like his injuries was freak injuries. Like the
That's
one
what
dunk he had against Washington. Matter of fact, both of his injuries came against Washington.
He got to learn how to control his body. How do you get hurt dunking?
Well, I mean, listen. He shouldn't have had the ball at the 3-point line. For the in the playoffs. Why has he got the ball? Like Ben passing the ball at 3-point line said, "Big man, go to work." No, you gotta say, "Big man, get down low."
Yeah, be a maestro a little bit.
That's what a point guard do.
Be a maestro. Yeah, be a maestro a little bit. So.
Like, that will help with some of the injuries, not all of them. Some are just like The dunk on Washington the first game, that's just some dumb shit. That just happened.
He don't need more quickness, Josh, because at his position, he's still way more agile than the people that's guarding him. So I don't agree with quickness, but conditioning, yes, for sure. Conditioning, 100%.
I believe his conditioning was he. I didn't
Greg,
get
this is
tired
the thing.
year.
His conditioning was way better than the past, but it's still, you could see when Embiid was tired in the playoffs. You could see, physically look at him and be like, yeah, he tired as fuck. Oh, my bad for cursing. My bad for cursing.
I didn't. It might have been. I might have overlooked it, but I didn't see him that tired.
I ain't say he was dead, but you could just see at points he was lethargic. He was lethargic.
Yeah. Mentally looking at the thing, mentally looking at it, he was mentally gone. Like he was mentally gone. That Atlanta series took a lot out of that. It took a lot out of him. Like it took a lot out of him and stuff like that. Atlanta series took a lot out of him because they showed the play by play, and we're not beating up on the homie Ben Simmons, but they showed Embiid when the play first happened, when Ben Simmons passed out the damn thing, passed out the dunk, and B was at the top of the key, Embiid was like dumbfounded at the top of the key. So between Trae Young beating his man off the drive. And they was killing Embiid with their pick and roll because the helper, to play a little devil's advocate with Embiid a little bit, their help, like Trae Young was beating his initial guy, like he was beating his initial guy, and now they puts Embiid in a dilemma. Am I going to defend the oop,
or let the floater go?
Or let the floater go? And if it was any other player in the league, you would probably say defend the floater, but it's Trae Young. So you can't really defend the floater. You can't really say I'm just defend the floater because Trae Young is a hell of a passer, and it gotta call a spade to spade. Trae Young is a hell of a player.
Listen,
you gotta call a spade to spade.
He's the future point guards in the NBA. Like, well, I know he's now like to score from all three levels. Like every point guard should have that mid-range game, that floater, little pop shots. He got all of him, John Morant. Chris Paul just the mid-range assassin. Like, that's what we need. That's what the Sixers need.
That's what
Maxey got it though.
Maxey got it. Maxey. Well, hey, I said it a bunch of shows ago. I said Maxey will be our starting point guard next year. This is before all the trade talks. But if it's my way, if the same team come back, there's no way I'm not starting Maxey. There's no way I'm not starting Maxey.
Yeah, he got to start.
And with that being said, before we move on to the next member that's going to come in front of the congregation, I read a report, and this is all season talk. I read a report. It says that you have to trade Embiid before his body starts to break down. You have to trade Embiid and get the most you could possibly get out of Embiid before his body break down. Yeah.
Hey, Sabri, next topic. What? What?
Like, if you trade Embiid, the show is over.
It's legitimately over. It's legit.
Over.
I've watched what's his name? What's my man with I watched Max say for years, I think they should build around Ben Simmons. I think that if you build a team for Ben Simmons, he would take them to new heights. Bruh, I don't think so, man. He would have to be on a team with 4 3-point shooters. That's the only way it works. That's the only way it works.
No, and it's not going to work because that don't work in today's NBA. You got to have guards that get busy. Like they say, Giannis got Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. They get busy. You can't just have 4 stationary shooters. That's not working. Like, you gotta have guys to get busy.
And we're gonna do a small portion in that since we got Joshua on here. We're gonna do a little small portion in that soon. But with that being said, do you risk? All right, so you had the meniscus. He messed his meniscus up at the beginning of the year during the series. I mean, then at the same Washington when they played the same Washington team, he had another knee injury. So with that being said, how long do you keep on saying, you know what, we're gonna hold our breath? We're going to gas every time he goes up in the air to say, you know what, we might have to think to get them, see what value the maximum value we can get from him, because his body is breaking down. Like, his body is breaking down. He is following Marty Stoudemire path. Amari Stoudemire body broke down on him quick. And like his knees gave out on him quick. Y'all know how athletic Amari was. Y'all know Amari was jumping out the gym. When I said I'm not comparing Amari to Embiid, but I said Amari was jumping out the gym. Amari was an athletic freak of nature. He was an athletic freak of nature. Then you seen it in New York. You seen it in New York, the slow decline. He wasn't going up as usual. He was going back to the basket. Amari was never a back to the basket player in Phoenix. He was athleticism, but when he got to New York, more back to the basket, more mid-range jump shots. Like you it's more. Yeah, you got to think. Do we want him to go through that same Amari Stoudemire trajectory, or are you going to chance that? Are you going to chance that? Or are you going to chance that and say, you know what? Yeah, or we rocking with Embiid all the way, or you cool with that Amari?
If we pair with Embiid
How's
with a
Sabrigi
superstar,
How's Sabrigi kick?
that kick him out?
He probably lost power. He went and got his charger. But
This
but I
argument
don't
now. It's like, no,
I don't. Hey, 23rd Street. He's back. He's back.
He's back.
I think Greg got some super duper hacking skills. How he boot me off the old Joe. I think Greg got some hacking skills. Like I got
but Sabrina,
yeah.
honestly,
not at all, bro.
honestly, I'm rocking with Embiid till the wheels fall off, dog. He the best talent. He the best talent we've had in Philadelphia since AI. We just gonna get rid of him and say, oh well, let's get him while the money's good. Like we can get a lot from Embiid. No, I'm not ready. I'm not giving up on Embiid. I'm not giving up on Embiid when all he's done is improve. His trajectory been like this. Yes, his injury's been like this too, but his trajectory has been like this. How do you just give up on him?
And you got to think about something Timmy said. Like, can we name a time where Joel Embiid has played a full 82-game season?
No, he hasn't. There's no need to even look it up. No need to think about it at all.
Like, I want to see the closest he got real fast. I want to see the closest he got.
In today's NBA, nobody's playing 82 games. Just be ready for the playoffs. He was ready.
That's a fact.
He missed one game in his playoffs, and he came back at 39.
He did his job by getting us the 1 seed. I know it was a team effort, but he was the best player on the 1 seed. He missed some games, but he made sure we got the 1 seed. He did his role in the regular season. He did what we needed him to do. It ain't like he missed the games and we wind up getting the 5th seed or the 6th seed. He missed the games and we still was the 1 seed.
And I'm looking at the numbers now. The last 2 seasons, the 17-18, 18-19, when they actually played 82 games. In 2 seasons, he missed 40+ some games. I'm looking at this thing right now. He missed about 30 and a half.
So out of 82, he gave me 60 each. I'll take that.
It's 60. So yeah, about 63. So that's a rough estimate. He gave you about 63.
That's a good number.
That's a good 3. So would you be okay with giving him the Supermax?
Yes. Because if we don't give it to him, somebody else will give him a max.
Like Sabri, just think about it. He missed 21 games, and he was second in MVP voting. He was second in MVP. He wasn't like just a guy in the NBA this year. He was second in MVP voting. You have to. You have to. The only reason he doesn't make first team All NBA is because Joker averages a triple double. That's the only reason he don't make it. If they did it like All-Star games and just did 2 guards and 3 front court players, he would make it every year. But because they do 2 guards, 2 forwards, 1 center, for All NBA, he just can't make it because Joker is always going to average a triple double. That's the only reason. We talking about a top 3 player in the NBA. Of course, we offer him the max. What is this even a question? Are you joking, right? You joking?
Look, we was a 500 team without him.
Like, think about it, Spree.
500 team without him, and we was playing teams without their stars. We played Golden State without their stars. Played Brian without his star. Like,
I want to see y'all.
We a mediocre team without
I want to see y'all response to this.
The
I
other
want to see.
thing,
I want
what?
to see how.
Tell me Snyder joint.
Yeah,
The
I
other
have to
team
see
that does that is in the finals. LOL. Bucks 4 shooters around Freak. Just saying.
Drew
No,
Holiday,
no, no, no.
Chris
No, no.
Middleton, Chris
They got
Middleton.
basketball players.
So the thing
Drew
is,
Holiday is not a shooter. He's a
what Greg,
basket.
yeah, what Greg was saying it won't work. He was saying you can't put 4 stationary shooters. The only stationary shooter in that group is PJ Tucker.
PJ and Brook Lopez.
Middleton can get a bucket. Drew Holiday can go get a
Okay.
bucket.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
When we say if you surround Ben with shooters, you can't surround him with no standstill shooters. They got to be able to get buckets too. And that's the difference between what we were saying, Timmy.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point and stuff like that. So if you're going to do something like that, go get some bucket getters. Like I see what you're saying. Go get some people that can actually get a bucket. Because Chris Middleton will kill you in the mid-range 3-point. He's a shot creator. Middleton is a shot creator. Drew is a shot creator too.
I watch people assassinate my man Greg all year saying mid-range don't mean nothing. And I'm watching mid-range killers in Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Chris Middleton. Like that shit I'm sorry for cursing. It matters.
Listen,
Yeah,
all the teams that won championships had a mid-range guy. KD, Kawhi,
Dwayne Wade.
Kyrie. We got to think about all the who won it last year. I'm drawing a blank.
LA.
LA. They had Brian.
Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis.
Okay, so that was an interesting part. That was an interesting part of that because I know I'm just sitting back monitoring, but I think like what the whole Embiid situation is. Timmy made a statement. Timmy made a statement and said that if he missed 30 games again, like what we was just talking about, do you want to think about the Supermax at the giving them Supermax? And my take on that before we move on is that the part of the process was started because of bad contracts and first and second round exits every single year and stuff like that. First and second, and you want to ask yourself if a player is playing like don't quote me on this math. Like if a player is playing in 60% of his games, I don't know roughly what's the percentage of games that is off the top of the hand. But if a player's playing in 60 plus games, boys, you said you'll take that. All right, cool. You'll take 63 games out of 82. We're not using the 72 because this whole pandemic and all that other stuff been throwing things out of whack. But if a player can give you 63 out of 82 games, you will live with that. And it's like
100% if he giving us what Embiid giving us in those 63 games. If in those 63 games Embiid was averaging 17 and 8, then I'm considering, oh man, maybe I don't want him getting a max. But in those 63 games, I'm getting the second best player in the NBA. I'm living with that. I'm living with that all day. It got us to number 1 seed, Sabri. It's not like we was the 6th or 7th seed. We was the number 1 seed with him playing limited games. We was the number 1 seed. How can I like we? It's easy to me. It's not even a question for me.
okay.
Like, if we get rid of Embiid, who are we building around?
Who you been around? That's a good question. It's a good question. I'm not saying get rid of Embiid. I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's take a look at the conversation. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of getting rid of Embiid.
No, I understand it. But I'm like, if we get rid of Embiid, who is the building block? The draft picks we get for him?
Can I?
Ben Simmons,
No. Hey, Sabri, put that last comment back up. Timmy, if we clear the paint for Ben Simmons,
oh my God,
then what? You watched when the paint was clear for Ben Simmons. Then what? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to bash Ben, but you're not going to sit up here and act like, oh, if we clear the paint, he automatically going to become a 30-point scorer. He's scared to score. He has no moves.
Listen, he played Golden State. The paint was clear this year. He had 5 points. Enough of this.
Like, Timmy, I swear I'm not trying to bash you, and I'm definitely not trying to bash Ben. As long as he's a Sixer, I'm rocking with him. But don't act like if the paint was clear for Ben, he would give us what is he? You seen it when it's clear. He was scared to dunk on Trae Young.
He said to Embiid, Trae was coming. He said that. He said Trae was coming. Don't tell me I'm shooting a floater on. I'm tapping on Trae Young.
He must have been talking about. He was talking about Trae from Boys in the Hood. He had to be, dog. He had to be talking about Trae.
I'm gonna pose this question. I'm gonna pose this question to you, Timmy. I'm gonna pose this question to you in the comments, and we're gonna get back to your comment. Hey, Timmy, if he was Giannis 2.0, because Giannis don't gotta go to move. Giannis is just fearless. Giannis is fearless. I'm gonna pose this question to y'all two brothers. Giannis is fearless to the point that we don't care who's in the way. Giannis is gonna either A, dunk on you, B, draw that contact, and you're gonna have to sit there and look at that 10 to 20-second free throw routine. You're gonna have to sit there and look at it and stuff like that. But he's fearless. If Ben was fearless to that Giannis extent, to the point, all right, I know every time he go to the rack, he don't care whether he's fouling or not. Would y'all be comfortable with saying, you know what, we gonna go up, we can go ahead and go with it?
100%, Sabri. The difference between Giannis and Ben Simmons is humility. Giannis doesn't care if he goes up there and airballs a three-pointer. Giannis doesn't care if he goes up there and airballs a free throw. Ben Simmons is scared of the backlash if he goes up there and airballs a shot. He's scared of what we're going to say about him. So therefore, he doesn't shoot thinking that's going to be okay. No, it's not okay. Basketball is about putting the ball in the hole. If you're not willing to shoot at all, what are you doing?
Yeah, and so if he was Giannis 2.0, and I'm going to put this right back to GB, if he was Giannis 2.0, would you be satisfied with saying, you know what? All right, he's Giannis 2.0. All right, because let's see what we could get from Embiid.
Oh, you saying if Ben had Giannis's mentality, would I be cool with trading Embiid?
Yeah.
I would say yeah.
Not even, to me, it's not even just the finishing ability. You can have the mentality, but can you finish around the basket?
Let's cut, much as we talk about that, let's cut that in short right then and there. When he's not scared, and when he got that mindset, he's one of the best. Nobody can stop Ben Simmons. Him and Giannis, coast to coast. Giannis and them two dudes, nobody can stop them two dudes from getting to the rack. Nobody can stop. We're gonna cut that right then and there. We beat up on it. We beat up on the kid. All right, we beat up on the kid for his mentality. But when his mind is there, nobody can stop them, and it's been a proven fact.
But Sabri, nobody can stop them on the break. We all know that the game slows down in the playoffs. He proved that he could be an all-star in the regular season. I need him to be an all-star in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why my point. That's why my point of mentality kicked in. My point of mentality kicked in because that's where he's lacking right now. He's lacking a Giannis Antetokounmpo mentality to the point that he's scared. Like he's scared. He's scared. He's scared. Like he's scared. He's lacking that, and if he gains that, he'll be deadly. He'll be deadly. Oh, I don't care if I airball the three. I'm gonna shoot that right through. I'm gonna shoot that three again. I don't care if I airball a foul shot. I'm gonna put it right back up again, and that's the mentality that he's lacking. That's the mentality that he's lacking, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying right there.
I don't want to stay on Ben Simmons too
no,
much.
We about to move. We about to move forward.
Can I ask one quick question though before we jump off of Ben?
Yeah.
Do y'all think he should be playing basketball with his right hand?
Gee, finish that off. Greg, finish that off.
Greg, listen. No, stop. Take your bias out of it and just looking at him play basketball. Do you believe in your heart that he might actually be a right-handed basketball player?
I don't know because he's shooting goofy shots with his right hand. What
Yo,
shot do you see? What shot is fluid from Ben Simmons?
let's move this
Outside of a
forward.
wide open dunk.
I'm sorry. It's hard for Greg ain't gonna never look past his bad to even consider the good that could be.
Listen,
Hey,
no,
all right,
this,
finish that up.
listen, the could be is over with. This is what he is.
All right, we moving forward. We ain't gonna touch
Yeah,
on.
move forward. Let's talk
We're
about
going. All right. Let's bring in somebody. Let's bring the next person in front of the court. Let's bring in the next person in front of the court. We're gonna bring in Seth Curry. We're gonna bring in Seth Curry in front of the court. What you want to see from Seth Curry moving forward? What you want to see from
I don't
moving
want
forward?
him to get COVID. That's it.
He does honestly, Greg, right? He does his job. He does what we need him to do. We don't need him to be anything more than what he was. He was actually more than expected in the playoffs. Like he did better than we could even imagine when we signed him in the playoffs. He was supposed to be a role player, and he turned out to be our second best option in the playoffs, dog. That's crazy. Seth Curry, not Steph. Seth Curry. Sabri big brother.
I knew you was gonna go. I knew you was gonna go there. All right, GB, what you think about that? What you think? What's it?
I like Seth. Seth is fine with me.
Right,
All I gotta do is stay healthy and get a little bit stronger.
Let's. I like this. If Seth overnight, like, let's have a little fun. I'm gonna post this to BG first. If Seth overnight, you know what, woke up and he was like 6'6". Let's say because Timmy was to put the laughing emoji. All you got to do is grow like 5 more inches, and that's all. 4 to 5 more inches, and that's all. So if he grew overnight, how different of a player would Seth be?
If Seth grew overnight, we'd be in a championship right now. Like, I'm not saying he the reason we lost, but a 6'6" Seth Curry, we'd have been a problem. We would have been a problem. With him playing the way he was playing, we would have been a problem.
What you think about that, GB?
He would be Klay Thompson with a handle.
Okay.
Staying on Seth for a minute, Sabri.
Yeah.
Do you think that he is, granted, like I said, he showed that he might have been our second best offensive weapon in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's better suited as being our sixth man though?
Better suited if you could go out.
If we can that's what I mean. If we build our roster a little bit differently this offseason,
if you build it a little bit differently and you got somebody like instant offense stuff that could come off the bench, then yeah, you can. I could see you going out and making it happen. But if you getting somebody that's equal to Seth, equal to Seth, not a defender and if we wind up getting CJ McCollum, then you got to still start Seth. Cause it's not, you're not upgrading over one.
Wait, over CJ McCollum?
No, I'm saying you gotta if we gotta give up Ben, this is if Ben was out the picture.
Oh, I thought you meant start Seth over CJ and put CJ on the bench.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if it involves getting CJ McCollum and like because they're peas in the pot, they 2 peas in a pot. Both can shoot, both can semi-create their own jump shot, but both are ant defenders. So one wouldn't be an upgrade over the other. Like one wouldn't be an upgrade over the other and stuff like that. So you would start both of them. But if you get a Dame Lillard, you could justify Seth moving to the bench. You could justify Seth moving to the bench if you get a Dame Lillard. Like Tim, I agree with Timmy.
That's what I'm about to say. So my thing with Timmy said something earlier. If we get a smaller guard, see the reason we can start Seth at the 2 is because we had been at the 1 at 6'10". If we get another small guard, do you feel comfortable starting a small backcourt?
You can't do that because Dame and Seth are not really good defenders. Like are not really good.
And that's what I feel. I feel like if we add another scorer, it's going to be hard to start that scorer with Seth. Also, having those 2 smaller guards who can give you offense, but will be very limited defensively in our backcourt.
Yeah, you can have Seth come off the bench and play a J.R. Smith type role. Yeah. I guarantee you, if we get somebody, if we go out and get Dame, I guarantee you Seth is going to win Sixth Man of the Year. I guarantee it. I'm 100,000% stamping that he's going to win. That he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year. No doubt about it.
Oh, so you assuming that Doc Rivers is going to be a good coach next year?
I'm assuming he has no choice. He has no choice. He put Embiid, and if you could get back a return, if you could somehow squeeze in either Covington, if you could squeeze in Covington and Dame, you have no choice because that's that 3-and-D. That's that 3-and-D that you're going to be getting back when you lose Danny Green.
To me, that's the key to any Portland deal we do. I think we need to make sure Covington's in it. If we do a Portland deal, whether it be for Dame or CJ, I think we got to get Covington in that deal. Got to get Covington in that deal
because they're not going to part ways. Because you think about who they have right now. They have Yusef Nurkic. I don't know their contract situations. They have Nurkic. They have Kanter. They have Powell. They have Covington. So they have
Melo.
They have Melo. So out those dudes, they traded for Powell. They're not giving up Powell. They just traded for Norman Powell. So if that was the case, they would have just kept Trent. Powell's a free agent this year. So all right, then that's something different. That's something different this year. They might bring Powell back. They might bring Powell back this year. We taking Powell off the table. But if you could get back Covington, and Dame in the deal, and insert Covington back into that starting lineup, you got Tobias at the 4, Danny at the 3. Not Dame, excuse me. Dame at the 1, I mean. And you got Tobias at the 4 and Covington at that 3 spot. And then you could do whatever. And then you still got the mid-level section. You still got that mid-level, that $5.76 million. You could go out and go get a veteran 2 guard. Or as Danny Green, you want to take a little bit less this time? But I doubt if you want to take less though.
Danny Green earned himself $12 million.
Just by not playing. He earned money by not playing.
Yeah, he did.
I'm tired of Timmy taking over the whole podcast, but I can't help but address that last comment, dog. He said we have to get defense and creation back in any Ben trade. So you want to trade Ben Simmons for Ben Simmons? Is what he's saying, basically.
No, you misreading. When he said creation, I think he's saying shot creation. I think he's saying creation.
Knowing Timmy, he talking about just being an assist guy.
Timmy, clarify that before we move forward. Timmy,
he wants to get exactly what we get from Ben Simmons in a trade. That's what that says to me.
I don't want dribble handoffs no more. I want shot creation like Trae Young getting guys easy looks. Them Ben Simmons dribble handoff assists in the past, they all cool and all, but in the playoffs it shuts down. That's why it stinks. We need a point guard like a Kyle Lowry. I saw Kyle Lowry game 6 in Golden State dominate that from every level of basketball. Pick and roll, shooting threes, mid-range. That just man.
But is it too late to get Kyle? Is it too late to get Kyle, Greg? Because if we get Kyle, we only getting Kyle for 2 years max. Don't forget Kyle our age. Don't forget Kyle our age.
We gotta look at it. Chris Paul 36.
Kyle, not Chris Paul. You know I love Kyle. That's my guy.
Kyle,
that's my guy.
Listen. Kyle averaged 18 and 9 this year, 7 this year. Come on now. Listen. See that 13 assists. That's what I'm talking about. 7 of them came from dribble handoffs. How many did he actually create? When did he get in the paint? Get somebody an easy bucket. That's what the Ben Simmons boys do. They say he had 13 assists. In that game 7, fellas, did y'all see 13 assists?
It's bigger than hey Timmy, it's bigger than stats, and you know it, man. You can't look at 13 assists and tell me you feel like Ben gave us what we needed in that game. You can't look at that game 7 and say, man, I like what Ben Simmons gave us just by looking at those 13. You're not going to tell me that. The eye test don't lie, Timmy, and you know that. Come on.
Okay, so we going to digress a little bit. Guilty. So on Seth, so everybody's giving not guilty verdict. Okay.
Not guilty on Seth. He gave us more than we even expected from him.
Guilty.
Yeah.
So we going this gonna be a part 2 because The last two players we're gonna do Tobias and we're gonna do Tobias and Tobias and Maxey. We're gonna do Tobias and Maxey.
Do
So-
Tobias, Maxey, and just a quick hitters on the bench. Quick hitters.
Tobias on so give me your verdict on Tobias Harris, guilty or not guilty on Tobias Harris. Give me your verdict.
Tobias Harris. Go ahead, Greg. You can go first. Or you want me to go first?
He had 2 bad games the whole playoff series. The one in Atlanta and the one in Washington. Other than that, he had over 20 every game. There's a couple games he missed some layups, some bunnies, but that's going to happen when you attempt shots. But even in that game 7 where people said he struggled, he gave us 14 rebounds with the 24 points. Well, I would have had 32 points, of course, and we win. But I can't. Tobias played excellent the playoff series and excellent the whole playoffs to me, so I'm not guilty.
This is our first disagreement, dog. This is our first disagreement. I'm sorry. I have to go guilty. Simply because just because you give me love in the first half, if you disappear, what did you really do for me? When it mattered, where were you? It was games where he would score 18 in the first half and end the game with 22, Greg. 22. You had 18 in the first half and ended with 22. Yes, I love your 18 in the first half. Yes, I love that final stat line. But again, the eye test doesn't lie. Let's just say I didn't watch the game and I came home at halftime and all I saw was the second half. All I can see is when it mattered, you disappeared. Oh, I might look at my phone and scroll down and be like, oh, Tobias had a good game. But when we needed you, it just wasn't there, man. He disappeared in too many of those second halves, man. So, all right, put like this. I'm going to give him a guilty, but he's not going to do jail time. He just going to he got to do some community service. He got to go see his PO.
For me, when the game slowed down in the fourth quarter, there's nothing but. He had no driving lanes or nothing. So even if jump shot was going to fall, it was because you know what? I don't want to get back on our guy, but he was in the way. If that's say a Dame or somebody, Tobias got easy driving lanes for layups and things of that nature.
That's a fact.
Everything boils down to playing inside of a box. The NBA is about space. You know why Phoenix can score in late game situations? Because everybody on that floor is an option. Jay Crowder an option. Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, Book, CP3. If everybody's an option, it's easier to score, even though playoff defense is real tough to score against.
Yeah.
But I hear you,
Okay.
B. I hear you.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't want to give him a full-blown guilty because I do appreciate what he did for us this season. I do think he was an all-star. I do think his first halves in most of those games was amazing. I just wish I saw more out of him when hands get sweaty, when knees get weak, when it's crunch time. That's when I want to
sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti, the ramen in her already. Over the 7, she looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting. But he roasts down the whole crowd. Goes so loud.
He knew what he wanted to do, but he kept forgetting. In the second half, we lost Tobias Harris, and I just wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that. So I'm gonna give him a slight guilty.
A lot of them second halves, they was running it through Seth and Joel, so Tobias wasn't in some of those actions either. Because Seth was rolling so bad. Doc said Seth, you get the rock.
And it's like
that comes with opportunity also.
And a side note, in the side note too, man. I know my other big brother gonna get mad, but I gotta make it known that Chef's jump shot a little smoother than my other big bros.
Chill.
A little smoother. I got a little smoother than big bros, yo.
Chill.
You're a little smoother.
Chill.
Jump shot a little smoother, yo.
You're not gonna get me that. You're not gonna get me to hate on the Sixer. I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
No, I don't care what. This not a agreement or disagreement thing. Yeah, it's 100% law is the land.
You know what? I'm tripping. I be forgetting y'all be in the backyard playing together, bro.
It's law. Like big bro, my big bro on the Sixers right now. Jump shot. He get that thing. Curry's just a master with the creation of the shot. Like just like people say, Clay got the smoother jump shot out the Splash Brothers. Out the Splash Brothers, they say Clay got the smoother jump shot, in which Clay has the smoother jump shot. And Clay gets his jump shot off effortlessly. Like, that's how I say, no disrespect to Big Bro Steph, but his jump shot ain't like smooth like my two big, like Clay or my other big bro.
Best shooter in history.
He the best shooter in history.
Best shooter in history.
He is the best. Was Reggie jump shot smooth? And Reggie time.
That joint was ugly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Was Ray Allen with the with that? Was that a smooth jump shot? No, that wasn't a smooth. Ray Allen's jump shot was effective though.
Ray Allen had. I was about to say Ray might have the most perfect form in their history.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of that jump shot. I wasn't, yo.
That joint is
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. You know what made me not a fan of that joint? Because the way 2K did the jump shot, yo.
it was hard to shoot on 2K.
Like 2K made the jump shot horrible. I'm like, yo, is this really how to shoot with this man in real life, yo? Is it really the way? Is this really how you shoot with this man in real life? 2K ruined that jump shot for me, but Ray Allen. But don't mind me, though. That was some 2K shit right there. So don't mind me. But far as Reggie and Steph, them dudes that's in the top 3 in NBA history, they jump shots not smooth to me. But with that being said, and by the way, part 2 of this is going to come next week, where we bring the coaches, we bring ownership. Everybody's going to be held accountable. Everybody's going to be held accountable, whether we bring back BG and Greg or we rotate, either bring them back and add some more people. Everybody's going to be held accountable.
He said he don't want us back, Greg.
Yeah, it's like from Maury.
He tried to ban 23rd Street.
Yeah, from Maury up until man, no, y'all always more than welcome to come. But with this being said, the last player on our agenda for the day, Tyrese Maxey.
Why he even in the courtroom? Promotion. Yeah. Give him a promotion.
Because we're taking in account everything, not just playoffs. We're taking into account everything, body of work wise. We're taking into account of everything. Because it was at a point in time where Tyrese Maxey was dookie.
I hate, but I'm so glad you said that. So I hate to take his line from him, but the one thing he's been saying all offseason is, every day I'm going to get 1% better, and we witnessed that during the season. We witnessed him get better every week of the season. He was a different Tyrese Maxey, and he just improved and improved and improved. And that's why I'm not cool with getting rid of him in any deal. I want him. If we can get Dame, like I said, as long as your last name don't end with Bede, you can take it. But if it's my world, man, I'm keeping Maxey, man. That kid can play, and he's 19. He's 19. He was born after the year 2000.
Okay. Max, listen, I'm mad at Doc this year for pulling him out when he was struggling. Because you let the young, like, we were so good, we could have let him struggle and still won those games. You learn through those mistakes. So, in the playoffs, it was a game 7. He only played like 13 minutes and whatnot. Max needed 25 minutes that night. Because you got to constantly attack the paint with floaters, whatever the case may be. And he actually got better more and more defensively out here because he would get underneath guards.
Okay.
So he could definitely be a good defender. Like I said, the defense is all about effort. Maxey's fast enough, quick enough, got the basketball instincts to be a very good defender. But his offensive game, once he starts stretching that 3 ball out a little bit more, 3-level score, he's going to be tough. I like him.
Guilty. Oh, well, go ahead, Gary.
If it's like we said, if Dame coming, Max, you can go, brother. Even though I don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, so guilty or not guilty on the man Maxey.
I think he froze up.
Yeah.
He was still giving his point.
Oh, yeah, he did. I noticed that froze. I was like,
not.
Yeah. Hey, GB, what we gonna do? What we gonna do next time for your ass, bro? Excuse me. We gonna get matter of fact, we don't even gotta do it. Get there while your headset next time.
Greg, go down the street, go to my mom's crib, dog. She got that fiber in the crib, dog. She got that good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I got some headphones in the car.
Yeah, next time we break out, I'm gonna remind you next time, but it's all good. So what BG? Yeah, BG, what you think? What you did I get here from you? You said
No, so I gave my point about Maxine. I gotta give him a not guilty simply because, man, he's a 19-year-old kid that went out there and improved every day. I don't need a 19-year-old to go out there and average 30. I need a 19-year-old to get better. If you're going to be a part of our future, I need you to show me that you're going to continue to get better. So in 2 years and 3 years, I trust you on the court at any time. And that's what I feel like I got out of Maxey. I learned more about him as the season went on, and I loved everything I saw out of him. I loved when he was struggling, but I loved that he took that struggle and grew off of it.
okay. And then rapid fire. We're going to take us home with a little rapid fire. Fork and Cork Moss. Fork and Cork Moss. Rapid fire.
Keep him.
Keep him. He wasn't utilized correctly the entire season.
Alrighty. Great GP. What you said? Keep him?
He said keep him.
Keep him. He's
Yeah, all right.
fearless. He's a fearless player.
George Hill.
Gotta go.
Bye.
Didn't help us the way we thought he would.
Dwight Howard.
Keep him.
Keep him.
Okay. I like that. We're not going to even get into Mike Scott. No, we're not going to even do that. So
Who that?
Mike Scott. We're not going to even get into Mike Scott. We're not going to get into that, man. I don't know what that is either.
Hey, real quick. I know we're gonna rapid fire the bench. I've been watching Paul Reed in this summer league. He goes. Please try to find a way to find him some minutes next year.
Okay.
He can play. I didn't know he could play like this. I've been watching him in the summer league. That's out Camden.
Oh yeah.
He
gets busy.
He can play. Granted, it's not all NBA players. It's some people that played in the league. It's some people that didn't make to the league that's just flat out talented out of Philly. But Paul Reed can play, dog.
With that being said, I want to shout y'all boys out. Hey, Greg, I want to shout you out for being a trooper, dealing with all what you was dealing with to be on here, man. I'll shout you out for being the trooper because you sounded like Roger and Zach. You sounded.
Wait. Hey, Sabri, the question is, did he win his playoff game?
Did you win your play?
Man.
He gonna blame us.
He go. I was. Oh man, he go.
You mad to come out? I need to detox anyway.
So man, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all fellas joining in for the first of many of East Sleep Sixers court. Where we're going next week when we do this, we're going to talk about the coaches. We're going to pick the coaches. We're going to put ownership. We're going to put all of them on trial. We're going to see. Even Scott O'Neal next week, the man that stepped down. We're going to put all them brothers on trial next week so they can face us and stuff like that. I appreciate y'all fellas hopping in, tapping in. And with that being said, I hope to see y'all fellas July 17th. Hope to see y'all July 17th at the Joey Memorial Cookout 3-on-3 basketball tournament. 3-on-3. We're going to honor our brother. We're going to honor our brother's legacy. And we're going to do the damn thing and stuff like that. I hope to see you then. And I hope to see y'all. I hope y'all tune in for our bracket special because we had the 3-on-3 tournament going on. And we're going to be on live on stream. We're going to be announcing the matchups sometime this week. We're going to be announcing the matchups that's going to go on in that 3-on-3 basketball tournament. So I hope y'all brothers tune in, tune in, talk a little trash, be like, oh, this team look like they can't beat this team. So
have you had a podcast this year that I wasn't there?
Yeah.
All right. Look, I'm in right now, and I'm on.
Yeah, these like G. Shout out to GB's loyal, Timmy's loyal. I can name a bunch of loyal people, but with that being said, July 17th, Joey D Memorial Cookout. Hope to see you brothers there. With that being said, we're going to take them home like this. This has been another edition, hard-hitting edition of East Sleep Sixers, a.k.a. East Sleep Sixers Court. Thank you, BG. Thank you, GB. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Boys and girls of all ages, we are out. We'll see you soon. This ain't the last one. We'll see you soon. We out, y'all. BG, appreciate you, brother.
Dog, love, man. Always, dog.
Appreciate you, brother.
You can hit me up anytime. Let me know
Yo.
if you just need it. If you